Imagine spending 32 years opening the gate for the same man every single morning. One of you earns millions, the other barely earns enough to pay rent. Now imagine that on retirement day, everyone discovers the security guard is actually richer than the CEO. Impossible? That's exactly what everyone in the company thought. But they were wrong.
And before this story ends, you'll discover the quiet financial habits that allowed one ordinary man to build extraordinary wealth on a small salary. Habits that almost nobody practices because they seem too simple to matter. So pay close attention. Because somewhere in this story is a decision that could completely change the way you think about money forever. The year was 1992.
Every weekday at exactly 7:45 a.m., a black Mercedes rolled toward the front gate of one of the largest logistics companies in Lagos. Standing at attention was Daniel, a young security guard whose neatly ironed uniform had already begun to fade with age. As always, he opened the gate. The CEO smiled, Daniel smiled back. That simple routine continued for more than 30 years. To everyone else, Daniel was just another security guard.
But every morning, he was quietly studying the man behind the wheel. The CEO, Richard, represented success. Tailored suits, luxury cars, business trips, respect from everyone in the company. While employees admired his lifestyle, Daniel admired something else: his discipline. Richard never arrived late. He always planned ahead. He valued every minute. One rainy morning, Richard paused before walking inside. "You know something," he said, "in all these years, I've never seen you arrive late." Daniel smiled. "I could say the same about you, sir." Richard laughed. "I guess success begins with showing up." Then he walked away. Most people would have forgotten those words. Daniel didn't. He asked himself one question. If success begins with showing up, what other habits create success? That question changed his life.
At the end of every month, Daniel received a modest salary. After paying rent, helping his parents, and covering basic expenses, very little remained. But before spending another naira, he always saved a small portion. The amount wasn't impressive. The habit was. He often reminded himself, if I can't manage a little, I'll never manage a lot. One afternoon, Daniel found an old finance book lying forgotten in the company cafeteria. One sentence caught his attention.
The habit of becoming wealthy begins long before wealth arrives. He read it again and again. From that day forward, Daniel lived by 3 simple rules: save something, learn something, invest something. As the years passed, his salary increased, but instead of upgrading his lifestyle, he upgraded his future. He bought books, learned budgeting, and studied investing. When an affordable plot of land became available on the outskirts of Lagos, most people ignored it. Daniel quietly bought it with years of savings.
Time passed. Roads were built. Businesses arrived. The value of the land multiplied. He repeated the same formula: save, learn, invest, again and again. Meanwhile, Richard's career flourished. His salary grew, his bonuses grew, his lifestyle grew even faster. Bigger houses, new luxury cars, expensive vacations. Everything looked successful from the outside. But every new income came with new expenses. Daniel chose a different path. Each raise became another investment, another asset, another source of future income. He wasn't trying to look rich. He was trying to become free. Years became decades. His land increased in value. Rental income began replacing the need for a paycheck. Slowly and quietly, his wealth grew. Then, retirement finally arrived. During Daniel's farewell ceremony, one director smiled and asked, "So, Daniel, what's next for you?" Daniel answered calmly, "I'm going to manage my properties, spend more time with my family, and mentor young people about financial discipline." The room fell silent. People started asking questions. Little by little, they discovered the truth.
Daniel owned multiple rental properties, several plots of land, and investments that generated income every month. His passive income was now larger than the salary he had earned as a security guard. The same people who once pitied him couldn't believe what they were hearing. Even Richard was shocked. After the ceremony, he approached Daniel. "I always knew you were disciplined," he said, "but I never imagined this." Daniel smiled. "You taught me more than you realize." "I did?"
Every morning I watched your habits, not your Mercedes or your expensive suits. You taught me that success begins with showing up. I simply applied that lesson to my money." Richard nodded quietly. Then Daniel asked, "And what about you, sir? What are your plans after retirement?" Richard looked down. "I built a successful career," he admitted. "But every promotion came with a bigger lifestyle. I spent years building income, not enough years building assets." For the first time in his life, the salary had stopped. Daniel realized something profound.
One man spent 32 years building a career. The other spent 32 years building financial freedom. As Daniel walked through the company gate for the final time, he smiled. People thought he had spent decades opening a gate. In reality, he had been opening the door to his future, one disciplined decision at a time. Remember this: a high income can make you look wealthy. Only assets can keep you wealthy. So ask yourself, are you building a lifestyle, or are you building freedom? Because one day, your salary will stop, but the habits you build today can continue paying you for the rest of your life.
If this story changed the way you think about money, subscribe for more powerful stories about wealth, discipline, and the hidden principles behind success. And tell me in the comments, what's one financial habit you'll start today that your future self will thank you for?